What's up everybody, I'm Mear and welcome back to another tutorial. And today we're gonna take a look at an upgraded version of my keycard lock door. This version is smaller, better and more secure than the previous one. All you need to do to open the door is get your keycard and throw it into the hopper. The door will open, stay open for quite a while and then close again. And to get out, you just step on the pressure plate and you run out. Now what if someone with evil intentions tried to open the door by force by using a pressure plate or maybe a button? Well, it won't work. Of course, using a pickaxe will still work, but it is Minecraft we're working with, so what can we do about that? To build this contraption, you'll need a 4x5 area, and let's start off by placing the door because it is the most important part. You'll go 3 blocks across and then 3 blocks up and then 3 blocks up vertically as well. Place a block and this is where the door will reside. And that door needs to be placed in a certain way. It needs to be open when it's placed, so place it sideways. And this is going to be the direction that you walk in through. Now let's put in some actual redstone components, and we're gonna start off with closing the door. So just place a temporary block right there, go down 1 block and place a redstone torch. Now you want to get out as well, so place a block over here, a temporary block and another block down below, destroy this one, place some redstone dust on top and a stone pressure plate. And this is gonna allow you to pass through the door to exit. Next up, we're gonna build the item filter where you're gonna throw in your keycard. So to do that, just place a temporary block there, another one next to it, put your hopper over here facing into that block, and then place a bunch of blocks building the item filter like this. And then destroy some of those that are placed in the wrong place. This one can go as well. And then we're gonna put a comparator over here, 2 redstone dust, some repeater down here and a redstone torch. Next up is the circuit that actually opens the doors. So to do that, we're gonna place an observer facing this way, another one facing this way that will go into a repeater that will put on 2 ticks. That repeater will go into a block and then we'll lay out a bunch of blocks like this, put one over there as well and then one up here as well. Now place 2 comparators over here, one facing the other way over here. Put redstone dust on these 2 places and one over here as well. Then to make the circuit work, we're gonna place a blocker block over here and another blocker block over there. Lastly, we'll also need to get our keycard back. So to do that, we're gonna place a dropper on this block facing upwards, put some redstone dust next to it and then funnel in the hoppers to it. So click on the hopper on the dropper and place it, and then click on the hoppers until you reach this point. With that all in place, we can cover up our redstone, so place in a floor, like so. Boop, 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 that's done. And then the last thing we need to do is actually set up our item filter. And to do that, you're gonna place whatever random item you want, 3 in the last slot, 18 in the second slot. Just like this. Make sure you rename this to something that other people can't guess, so it's unique and they can't actually throw it in. Then you'll need to place 1 keycard into the first slot of the hopper. And you can cover up the hopper if you want with a carpet or with a slab or anything, it doesn't really matter. Now let's get out our keycards and throw those in until you get one back through that dropper. Should only take 3. There we go, it's padded out to the back unfortunately, but if you place blocks over here, that should fix itself, and now we'll get the keycard back and we can walk through our door. But how does this contraption actually work? Well, before we get into all the gritty details about the redstone, I'm gonna explain some concepts to you. The first one is signal strength. A redstone signal can have a signal strength from 0 up to 15, which is equal to the amounts of blocks that redstone signal can travel. So a redstone signal with a signal strength of 3 can travel 3 blocks, while one with 15 can travel 15 blocks far. Now the second concept that we're going to look at today is a comparator that can look at inventories like hoppers, like barrels, and based on how many items are in that, it will give out a certain amount of signal strength, and that's what we use for the item filter over here. Now in the starting position, the comparator outputs a signal strength of 1, which is equal to the certain amount of items into the hopper that I showed you in the tutorial a second ago. But when we add our new item into it, which is a keycard, this signal strength updates to 2, which means that the redstone signal travels down to over here. Now this repeater sees that and updates that torch, turning it off, allowing an item to pass to the next hopper, which means again that this comparator only outputs a signal strength of 1, turning off that redstone and turning off the whole item filter. Now if we try and throw any other item into that item hopper that is not our keycard, it will not be picked up because the hopper is full and this whole circuit will not update, allowing no other items to pass into the item filter. Now before I can explain the rest of the redstone to you, we'll need to add another concept to our list, and that concept is an observer. An observer can detect updates right in front of it, and if an update happens, it will pass a signal through the back of it. So in our example, if a keycard falls onto that hopper and the whole item filter does a job, that torch at the back over here will turn off for a brief second, which this observer will notice, and it will output a signal to the back, but we don't use that. The observer next to it also notices that, and it will pass a signal to that repeater. Now this repeater is on 2 ticks, just because we need to lengthen the signal a bit for the next circuit to work, which is a pulse extender. Now the signal came back to this block from that repeater a second ago, and now it will go into our pulse extender. And how a pulse extender works is this will first off get a signal strength of 15 that will travel to there, which will be 14. Then this repeater will patch it on through and it will reach a signal strength of 14 over here as well. Now this repeater sees that as well, changes this to 14 and then this to 13 and so on until the circuit reaches a signal strength of 0. Now this whole pulse extender circuit is connected to this redstone torch, and while the pulse extender is on, so while it's counting down from 15 to 14 all the way down to 0, this torch will turn off, which will open the door right above it. And that will leave the door open for quite some time, and while that is happening we also need to give the user his keycard back. Now the keycards will travel through these hoppers into this dropper. And when this block is activated by this redstone repeater, this redstone is activated, which will allow this dropper to shoot an item through the floor, which will be our keycard, where it can be picked up by our player over here. I know, I have amazing art skills. Last but not least, our player will also be able to get back out of the door because there's a pressure plate on this block over here. And once that is pushed down, the redstone at the back here will turn off this torch, which will open the door again, allowing our player to leave through the door. And that is how this whole contraption works. But if you got any problems while building it, or if you've got any questions about how it works, leave them down in the comments and I'll surely answer them. But anyway, if you liked this video, hit that like button, comment, subscribe and all that good stuff, and I'll see all of you guys in the next video. Bye guys, bye.